Hello, welcome to another Articulate Outburst podcast. We're going through the Offcuts from album 1, the concepts that never flew, parts of songs from album 2, which obviously I can't give too much away because I don't want to ruin the surprise. So this is Offcuts part 2 effectively, and we'll see what we end up with. There's, like you say, I think I've referred to it several times, the missus just refers to it as a ramblings of an old man, which I think is funny. So again, this did not happen overnight, was application of time and service. So the application of time and service definitely got ditched for one more camera. Oh, and then there's another song, Was It the Right Thing to Do? And we can't get past that. It's a great hook. And we cannot get past that. That's another song, Was It the Right Thing to Do? And yeah, that got stuck. That was just a jamming session, that. I might actually revisit that. And now this is going back to the beginning, and I mean the beginning of Articulate Outburst, probably before we even had a name. That's social media. And this is where we started to turn our eye towards more of a kind of a wider perspective of what the music could achieve and who it could appeal to. This is The Educator, a rare Educator lyrics here. And I think we all get this from social media. That well, maybe not so much now. I think Facebook's probably had its day, but I think at the time this song was written, people would be putting pictures on their social media to say, you know, living almost like a different life digitally to what they did in reality. Now when I put something on when I'm on my holidays, it's not to pretend I'm living a different life, it's to rub salt in the wounds of all those that are not on holiday. But I think that that's kind of changed. There will be those out there that actually have a pseudo life online. I guess that's an age thing, and this song was pretty much dedicated to that. I'm the one that drags you down, I'm the one that funds your frown, highlighted reels thrown together, others' lives look so much better. This is one of my lines, that's one of the Educator's lines. This is one of my lines. You poison all our lives and I can't get away from you. You just can't get away from me. I will obscure your view. I've tried loads of times to get this back on the table, and I'm not getting any buying signals from everybody else. The lyrics are, you breathe me in, you soak me up. And then there's lines in here that I don't recognise. I can convince you your life sucks. Some of us can do all that. And then there's some more swearing, but I don't want to get any YouTube strikes to ban swearing, or they've certainly demonetised it, so I'll have to watch that. Then I've got lens, view, video, narrative, pictures and x-ray. So that really, and you can tell, and I know that ripped because at the time I was sweating and my fingers were wet, jumping up and down in the Educator's front room. And that's what happened there. That really is a collector's item. A song that never flew and probably on the first, and you can tell by the age of the paper. Okay, a tear in my eye. In addition to this being on an old CD, on an old CV, what have we got here? So this is definitely Words to Gammon. Again, it's in green, which means I was at the Educator's house with his green pen. So these are literally being written at the time we were practicing. Give you your seat, the working class, the oi polloi, the great unwashed, the long ignored, the angry mob, the stamping feet, you gammon me. That is the chorus, right there, in a nutshell, on what looks like recycled paper. Oh, and here we are. There's Gammon, there's the original lyric sheet, looking a little bit tatty now. I've just noticed there's something on the back of it. Yeah, the great unwashed, the angry mob. Well, you can actually see that the order in which I've written it when we were recording it. So I didn't forget the words, I didn't forget the order of the words. It was a good story actually with the Educator, because the terms are like that. He said the way you memorise it is you pick the letters at the front of the words and you make a word out of that so you can remember where you are. And we came out with woglass, working class, oi polloi, great unwashed, So that's a top tip for anybody out there that's got an issue with remembering what order certain parts of the lyrics come into. Woglass was for that. Yeah, there's some words in here that got changed. Who are you to protest me? Looking all snug on TV. Nice one, didn't get in there. I haven't been here for all these years. Coming up with terrors and fears. Doesn't really work, does it? All my thoughts are well considered. My ideas are all well thought through. These are not just to please you. Blah, blah, blah. Great Unwashed is in there. Can't read that. Got Northerners are in there. Bit sharper than you thought. Oh well, very true. And kicking you to the curb. Didn't quite work there, but obviously that's gammon, and we must have been working on it for quite some time, because there's some even more. Yeah, and that's when it's starting to take shape. Again, you can see these are really well worn out pages. You only have the right to be elected. You only work for us, and that's expected. So that obviously made it. More lyrics to Hey Ho, Let's Go. I think I was going to try and change them. Yeah, there's some mentions here to some of the bar staff in the local boozer. Yeah. A barmaid's name at the back bar, another barmaid's name on the front bar. So yeah, I think I'd wanted to personalise it. Yeah, nothing else has really changed. Yeah, the naivety. This is obviously the standard. How were they to know? It started off with a little bit more of a brutal title, as you can possibly see, but the words are different. The elephant in the room no one can see, full of filth and the worst debauchery. I think the missus has just come in, so ignore her, please. Yeah, so the words are quite different. Again, with yeah, so what we've got is, yeah, a completely different set of lyrics, actually. Religious mindsets made it so political correctness said okay to go. We pussyfoot around these issues, lazy coppers and bent officials. Perhaps it might be worth reprising that one. We are the proud working class. In this effect, you want to know, it's just the suffer. You all know, the ones you need, the ones you most. So yeah, you can see that. More blitzkrieg bop. Can see that I tried to not personalise it on that occasion. I must have given up on that ghost. This is one more camera. Again, what's going on down there? We can't see, they can't see. Yeah, that's one more camera. That's again, how are they to know? We've changed it was going to be a religious word and then grooming gang, but we've dropped that one. And that's where you can start to see that the lyrics are starting to take on a shape of their own. And that is the lyrics of the song right there. More, as my missus would refer to as the ramblings of an old man. This is just a load of, you said in the pursuit of truth, so I guess that must be part of anybody out there. And the sticks and stones of it, well, that became a song all on its own. Owning the language is a veil. Well, actually, it's owning language to derail. So that is definitely anybody out there. It must be from a very early one, because I can see that how faded the highlighter pen is. Yeah, again, that's more how are they to know. A few coffee stains on there for authenticity. I, for one, became the chorus to how are they to know. And originally it was going to be a song on its own, I, for one. I think that just spurted out at the time at the director's house. That was just at the director's house. It just came out and I thought I'd turn that into a project and a song. Straight White Male, that's that there. Now, I Won't Share Your Delusion was originally going to be called Cock and Balls. I think the absurdity of that genre has become into fruition now, so perhaps it's a bit out of date. But what I'm going to do is I don't want to ramble on all day. I'll leave it there. That's part 2 of the Offcuts. Probably just one more stream. I'll tell you what I'll do while we're on. We were going to kind of try to punk it up a little bit more, and I kind of wanted to bring punk up to date. So if there's anybody out there, I'd kind of cut the letters laboriously out of all the newspapers to reflect what used to happen back in the day. That's Social Media. That was actually a song at the time. Ayo, Let's Go. I'd forgotten all about this original artwork. We never did anything with it. This is not a song. I don't even remember that. But obviously, we must have thought at some point that were going to be a song title. Sticks and Stones. I remember cutting these out of papers that I'd got from my old man's. God rest his soul, no longer with us. There's Straight White Male. The difference being I wanted it in colour, because obviously the letters of the day in punk were all black and white. Technology's improved and I wanted mine in colour. So, let's have a look. Now, that's Alphabet People. That became I Won't Share Your Delusion. Again on the trans issue, because there's that many letters now after LBGTQ. I just thought they're just turning into the Alphabet People, which I thought at the time was quite amusing. And that looks like it. So I'll leave it there for now. As I say, that's taken me back a bit, completely unexpected. So thanks for listening. If you could like and share, ring the bell, and thanks for your continued support. Email me if you've got any questions, info@articulateoutburst.co.uk. And thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.